Good afternoon, everybody. This is V from the Q Kitchen and Beyond, and we are in my Q Kitchen. It's 3:38 in the afternoon, not the morning. And I just made myself some delightful tea, and I was going to show you how I made it. Unfortunately, yeah, I forgot to hit record. So, this is what's about to be the finished product. What I did was I put 6 cups of my Essentia water. Actually, I put two 1 liters, not 2 liters, 1 liters of my Essentia alkalized water, and I brought it up to a boil. And then I put a third of a cup, that's a third of a cup, of my hibiscus flowers, and a third of a cup of my chamomile flowers, and a third of a cup of my burdock root, which it was just in a Mylar bag and it doesn't have a way to reseal. So I had to put that in one of my my jars. So I put that in there after it came to a boil, and it's been steeping now. I let it boil for 5 minutes, and then I turned it down to simmer, and it's been simmering for approximately 30 minutes. I'm going to let it go for another 30 minutes. I like mine kind of strong. And then I will have some delicious, healthy tea for the rest of the week. Now, my mom got me a strainer. It's so cute. It's green. My favorite color is green. Better watch it. There might be a trivia question about that later. My favorite color is actually hunter green, but this little strainer is kind of like a medium green. I don't know where it is at the moment. Yes, I do. It's in the dishwasher. Anyways, so as soon as I just like to keep stirring it to make sure all of the flavors are in there. The reason I didn't put my mullein in there is because, as you see with those oranges, I'm going to make my melon tea separate a little later, and so I'll go ahead and take you along with that, and maybe this time you'll be lucky enough and I'll actually hit record. So I'm going to make the mullein tea without the chamomile, because I usually drink that during the day, and I mix it with some of my tonic water because it has canine in it. And the mullins, helps with your respiratories, and the canine helps with it helps with oxidizing things, shall we say. I am working on research for what each of these does for you. I just haven't been able to record it yet because it's got to be quite extensive. And what I might end up doing is just breaking it down by each, each element of what I put in my teas and why. I still have not received my moringa, so I'm kind of ticked off about that. I did get the my turmeric powder, and what I usually do with that is I take 1/8 of a tablespoon, and I'll put it on, like if I'm eating rice or something like that, I'll put it on that and I'll eat it. It tastes pretty good in rolled oats. It makes like a savory oat breakfast. I don't even know how to put it, but you put a little bit of raisins in there and that turmeric powder on top, and it's an acquired taste. I wouldn't try it if you... Yeah, you can try it, but don't put a bunch of turmeric if you're not used to it. It's got a wee bit of a, it's very potent, shall we say. But I usually, if I'm not cooking it with something, I'll just put it under my tongue and let it sit there, and then I'll drink it down with some of my alkaline water. And I have seen quite a bit of, I've been having a lot less pain with that, so that's always a good thing. I think that's all I wanted to tell you about my tea, and it's 15 minutes till Garden State Gardener does their seed drawing, and I'm going to go help Mr. Joe hopefully moderate his live. Mr. Joe is blessed. He doesn't really have the scammers, spammers, and trolls to whack, so it's usually a very stress-free way to just enjoy yourself. He also goes over some of the other channels. He's done so many in the past, I couldn't even name them all. But you can also just meet other people, like-minded people, like gardeners, preppers, and stuff like that. So that's why I like going. That's actually why I like going to lives. It's very restful. It's peaceful for me, and I get to help out a friend who's just awesome. Never met Mr. Joe in person. I think that would just be too much fun to meet him and his little Joey and his lovely wife. Excuse me, Joseph. Jelly Bean Joseph. Or Jojo. I think that'd just be awesome. I'm still waiting for Mama Bear Prepper and Bob 942 and Miscellaneous Mitts and all my Washington people to come visit me. It hasn't happened yet. So I'm still waiting. Just let me know. And I'll talk to y'all later. This is almost done. I'm going to turn it off at 4:15, and that I'll allow it to steep some more. I usually like cover it and let it steep for hours before I strain it. And then what I do afterwards, after I strain it, all this stuff that's left over, I'll actually lay it out and let it dry. And then I put it in my Ninja the next day, my little Ninja cup with some yogurt, and I make myself a little yogurt kind of smoothie. But after you blend it up real good, I usually put the dried leaves in first, let them dry into a powder. That's why I want my moringa powder. I do put 1/8 of a teaspoon of my my turmeric root in there, and mix it all up. And then I'll put some berries or something in there to, you know, offset the potency of the turmeric powder. So hopefully that's given you some ideas of ways you can work some herbal supplements or herbal remedies, whatever you want to call them, into your diet. I did order some dandelion, but I don't know what happened. I got to go look into that and see why I haven't gotten it yet. Because I'd really like to add the dandelion. I think it'd really be quite tasty with my melon. Mullen, I'm probably saying it wrong with my crazy southern accent. But I work very hard to hide my southern accent. Or as I've been told recently, my southern drawl. So I think the dandelion would be just awesome in my mullein tea. And usually with my mullein tea, I'll add citrus. Sometimes I'll add some pineapple. The other day, and I wish I had been able to record it, but my battery was completely dead, I added some sliced peaches that I had canned. And I washed all the syrup off because I hate syrup. It makes it bleh. Anyway, and I did all this, put the whole can in there. and I had pineapple in just water. So I put that in there, the whole thing, because it didn't have the syrup on it. I don't like syrup. It grosses me out. But it was awesome. I didn't put any citrus in that one. I just put the pineapples and the peaches in it, and it was absolutely magnificent. If you're worried about the peels being too oily, because they do put off an oil, you can cut them and keep the peel out. Or you can also, what I've been known to do, is get the orange juice concentrate and literally put it frozen into your blender. Now, I can't do that because my Ninja blender itself is broken, and I have to replace it this week, because none of my Ninja parts will work without that main blender bowl. So, I had to do the onions for my meatloaf that I did based on Rudy's over at Alaska Prepper. I did his meatloaf, and I canned it, and it came out wonderful. That's another thing I'm going to do between Mr. Joe and Melody over at Bake-A-Leg and Let's Dig It. Has a live tonight as well. And then, of course, we have Courtney over at Wyde, WHYDES Family Farm. And she has a live at, I want to say it's 7 o'clock. Anyways, I have the reminder set on my phone. And so it goes off and tells me, oh, by the way, it's time to be at Joe's, which is in 10 minutes. Or it's time to go skip over to Melody, which I usually do after I get done with Mr. Joe. I'll go skip over to Melody over at Bake-A-Leg and Let's Dig It and do her live. I'm not a moderator for her, though. And then I'll go after, when it's time to go over to Courtney's live, I'll go over to hers. So Sundays are very busy for me. But I really don't mind the busyness because it kind of keeps me sane. So, I don't get much social interaction with actual human beings. I'm a native of Florida, and because I am a native of Florida, I say things and in a different way than people up here in the state of Washington, where I've been trapped for 4 years. And now let me get this straight with y'all. Washington State is beautiful, okay? The place where I live is actually in a valley. I can walk out on my balcony where my garden is, and everywhere I look, there's what these people here call foothills. I call them mountains, because in Florida, the highest point is in Central Florida, where I am from. It's Mount Dora. I have actually climbed Mount Dora, therefore it's it's not really a mountain. But shh, don't tell any of those Florida people that. And that's the highest point. It's in Central Florida, and that's where I'm from, is Lake County, Central Florida. Yes, Lake County, because we have a lot of lakes. And so I am used to the heat. Heat doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the dryness. And people are like, oh, it's so great up here. I can breathe better because of the dryness. I feel hotter in the dryness than I do in, I know our temperatures in Florida get higher than it does here. And the feel like temperatures get a lot higher because of the humidity. But I found that easier to deal with than the dry heat here. I'm literally hiding in my house because every time I go outside, I just feel like my life force has been zapped from me by the dryness. The dryness is just sucking the life out of me or something crazy. So I'm going to hush now because it's now 7 minutes till Mr. Joe over at Garden State Gardeners live. Go over there on Sundays And come hang out with us. He gives away seeds and all kinds of fun stuff. He's got a big giveaway he's doing on July 4th. He's going to have like a marathon live with all kinds of stuff, like music and stuff like that, he said. So that's exciting. I'm not doing anything. I don't have to go to fireworks because I can literally step out on my porch, my balcony. It's in the air. It's not a porch. It's a balcony. And I can see 5 to 6 different fireworks displays clearly from where I'm at, because I am in a valley and I can just look out over the skyline and see fireworks. So I've never, since I've moved to Washington, had to leave my house for my kids to see fireworks. And the best part is my kids have auditory sensory issues. They don't like loud noises. That's a nice way of saying they don't like loud noises. So we can see the fireworks, and sometimes a little bit of a boom, but it's not so bad as when we were in Florida and people would literally set off fireworks and try to catch our house on fire. Not on purpose. They just... That's why alcohol and fireworks don't mix. Let's just put it that way. And anybody from Florida can tell you it happens quite a bit. I'm sure it does in other states, but yeah. For some reason, people in Florida think that you should get drunk and mess with fire and explosives. No, you really shouldn't. It's dangerous. So, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and go over to Mr. Joe at Garden State Gardener on Sundays. And I'll see y'all all later. Bye.